What's up guys, Zami here. I recently took part in the Pokemon TCG regionals here in Singapore and I figured I'd share what went down. This isn't gonna be my usual style of vlogging as I didn't spend much time filming the event. I really wanted to focus during my matches, so instead I'll narrate over whatever footage I have and give you the lowdown. Here's me the night before the event preparing my deck. You need to fill out a deck list specifying the quantity of Pokemon, trainer and energy cards you're playing, even down to including the set and card numbers of each of them. You also need to sort your cards out according to your deck list and ensure that your sleeves are all in good condition to avoid having any marked cards. For those wondering, I decided to play Arceus Giratina V-Star. Here's my list that I played, and straight off the bat, you might notice some errors in my deck building decisions which I'll bring up towards the end of the video. Anyways, I packed up my deck, spare cards, sleeves and playmat after I was done, got up bright and early the next day, gave my Giratina a good luck pet, and made my way down to North Point City where the event was going to take place. It was held at the atrium of the mall. You can see here all the tables they've set up for the 130 players that participated for regionals. This was something I only noticed a few hours after filming, but the tables were arranged in a way that it looks like a Pokeball from above. I took the video from the wrong angle, so just pretend that it's an electrode instead. Even at 10 in the morning, the floor was already buzzing with eager players, many of which were doing warm-up rounds with their friends. Shortly after, the staff opened up the counters for registered players to check in and proceed to do the necessary deck checks. I was fully done with registration before 11 AM and the event was planned to fully kick off at 1 PM, giving me about 2 hours to grab lunch and just prepare for the event. I just grabbed a quick bite and proceeded to wait at the event floor with the rest of the players. After a lot of waiting and goofing around with these Pikachu face shields they were giving out, the games finally kicked off around 2 PM. The moment the judges gave us the green light to proceed with our matches, off we went. All the matches were a best of 1 with a 25-minute time limit. If both players can't finish a game within the time limit and a 2-round extension, it'll end in a double loss. In a word, it's absolutely brutal. I didn't film the matches I had, but here's a rundown of all 8 games I played during regionals. Game 1 was against a Lost Zone Toolbox deck. I bricked, and the dude set up his Crabominable V fast enough to get me out. Game 2 was against a Mew VMAX deck. My deck normally does pretty well against Mew VMAX, but guess what? I bricked again and lost game 2. Match 3 was against a Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. I was able to set up alright, but I made a couple misplays, and him having the type advantage over my Arceus V was definitely detrimental to my loss. Match 4 was against an ADP deck, and I managed to secure my first win of the event. Things were starting to look up. Match 5 was a mirror match against another Arceus Giratina, and I bricked and lost again. I should point out that by round 3 and 4 of the event, a lot of players were starting to bail due to having multiple losses like myself. I, however, decided to stay and keep playing just for the experience. That worked out in my favor as I had a no-show opponent for match 6, giving me a free win. Match 7 was against an ADP alternative, but he used Aegislash instead of Decidueye. Interesting deck, but I still managed to win that game. Match 8 was the final round for the day and I faced off in another mirror match against another Arceus Giratina. I managed to win that match as well. After a grueling 11 hours of being at the event, I managed to end the day with a 4-4 score. Exhausted was an understatement of how I felt. I think my deck performed quite alright for a best of 1 format, but my main issue was not having an out to when players play Path to the Peak on me. I definitely overlooked not including Pumpkaboo and Training Court in my list. Either way, there was no time for me to regret what had been done as it was almost 10 PM by the time it all ended. Despite my stomach reminding me of how hungry I was, I felt full from all the friends I made and lessons learned from each and every game I had. As cheesy as it sounds, that's definitely something I'll cherish from events like these. It's just awesome to see real-life Pokemon TCG events happen again in Singapore at such a large scale. As awkward as it felt to play in the middle of a mall where passerbys are literally standing next to you watching, it felt kinda nice to show the country that there is a player base for the TCG and it's not just filled with collectors. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say about regionals. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Let me know what you think of this narrative style of vlogs. Either way, like, subscribe, all that YouTube nonsense, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.